Have you ever looked around and thought, why is everything moving so fast these days? The noise, the ads, the pressure to keep up, it's like the whole world is sprinting, and we're expected to keep pace. But what if we didn't? What if we just stepped off that treadmill and chose something different? Something quieter. Something richer. It's called the slow life, and for those of us over 60, it might just be the most powerful shift we ever make. Now I know, it sounds simple. Live slower. But it's not about moving in slow motion. It's about living with intention. Being present. It's about choosing meaning over noise, and connection over clutter. You see, when we were younger, we were raised in a world that told us our worth came from what we owned. A bigger house. A shinier car. More clothes, more stuff. That was the message. Ads bombarded us day and night, whispering that success meant spending, and the more we spent, the more we mattered. But with age comes clarity. And the truth? Most of that stuff didn't bring lasting joy. We didn't need 5 coffee makers. We didn't need closets packed with clothes we never wore. We didn't need all the things we were told we had to have. Modern life is built around consumerism. Everything's for sale. We're constantly encouraged to buy this gadget, upgrade that subscription, take the luxury trip. But none of that touches the deeper parts of who we are. It doesn't nourish the soul. Years ago, I made a big change. I sold my house and moved onto a narrowboat. Yeah, a narrowboat. 50 feet long, barely 7 feet wide. Let me tell you, there's no room for excess in a space like that. I had to let go of decades worth of stuff. I mean boxes of things I hadn't touched in years. Appliances I forgot I even owned. At first, it was hard. Every item felt like a piece of my identity. But as I started letting go, something amazing happened. I felt lighter. Not just in my home, but in my mind. Like I'd released a weight I didn't even know I was carrying. That little boat taught me more about freedom than any mansion ever could. And even if you're not moving or downsizing, you can still experience this. Take a day. Go through one drawer, one cabinet. Let go of what you no longer use or need. You'd be surprised how much emotional baggage gets cleared with the physical clutter. And hey, before we go any further, if this message is resonating with you, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Drop a comment below. What's one thing you've let go of recently that made you feel lighter? And don't forget to share this video with someone you care about. Maybe they need this message too. There's a whole library of content just like this on the channel, so take your time and explore. You're not alone on this journey. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not here to bash capitalism. In fact, I believe when it works right, it can be beautiful. Someone bakes bread, I pay for it. They earn a living, and I enjoy a warm slice. That's a fair exchange. But problems arise when we consume just to consume. When it becomes less about living and more about chasing the next big thing. One phone upgrade after another. One shopping spree followed by another. We've all been there. But we're old enough now to pause and ask, do I really need this? Capitalism thrives on competition. That's fine. But the side effect? We're constantly tempted, pulled into a cycle of more. And let's be honest, most of the things we thought we needed, we didn't. At this stage of life, the things that really matter are simpler. Meaningful conversations, moments of quiet, watching the sunrise, laughing with someone you love. These are the things that stay with us. And they don't come with a price tag. Choosing to live simply in a world built on consumption can feel like going against the current. You might feel like the odd one out. But being in the minority isn't a bad thing, it's where the peace lives. Because when you slow down, you start to notice. The sound of birds in the morning. The way the sunlight hits your favorite chair. The joy of doing nothing at all. These aren't little things. They're everything. Now don't mistake this for deprivation. Living simply isn't about saying no to everything. It's about saying yes to the things that truly matter. It's about asking, does this add value to my life? Or is it just noise? Sometimes it means sipping tea on the porch instead of rushing out to run errands. Or spending the afternoon reading a book instead of scrolling through a website filled with flash sales and countdown timers. It means building a life that feels full, even if your closet isn't. And yes, it might feel strange at first. Especially if your friends or family are still caught up in the race. You might get questions. Some folks might not understand. That's okay. Let them run. You've already run enough miles in this life. Now it's time to walk at your own pace. Because here's the truth, the rewards of slow living aren't flashy. They don't come in boxes. But they're deep. And they last. More than anything money can buy. The older we get, the more we start to appreciate the little joys we used to overlook. A good cup of coffee. A cozy afternoon nap. Time spent with grandkids or a walk with your dog. Maybe you pick up gardening. Maybe you dust off that old guitar. Or maybe, you just sit in silence and breathe deep. That is what this stage of life is for, to finally have time to be, not just do. These aren't filler moments. These are the core of life. The real stuff. And the less distracted we are by things we don't need, the more space we make for what actually brings us joy. Now let's be real, the pull of consumerism doesn't just vanish. You'll still feel it. The sale ads. The limited time only alerts. That little dopamine hit when you click, buy now. We've all done it. Opened up Amazon with no real reason, and 15 minutes later, we're checking out with things we didn't even know existed. That's how the system works, it's designed to tempt. But here's the good news, resisting it gets easier with time. Like any habit, it just takes practice. Try going a day without buying anything. Then try 2. Then a week. Start small. Build your new rhythm. And before you know it, you'll feel something you haven't felt in a long time, peace. In the end, slow living isn't just about having less. It's about living more meaning, more presence, more connection. It's about deciding, I've done enough chasing. Now I just want to live. So take a breath. Look around. And know this, you don't have to keep up anymore. You've earned the right to slow down. To let go. And to truly, finally, live on your own terms.